Morning YouTube, and welcome to today's review session. Today is Saturday. We're going to be reviewing yesterday's trade, Friday's trade, which was the last trading day of September of 2023. Yesterday was quite a long day for me. Battled it out, ended up losing about 2.5 hours. So let's get through it. And as always, the platform I have just always duplicates the data for some reason. That's why this is the same as this. So we're gonna go back a bit. So our first trade of the day was Merck. Let's just get the executions going on here. So first we started with Merck. Let's see. September 29th. There it is. Okay, so what am I seeing on this thing, right? Boom, boom, beautiful. Beautiful tail. I mean, I could already answer from there. This is a pretty strong green bar up, right? With good position if you really think about it. Right here, right off the Fab 4. Boom. That's like an elephant bar that you want to enter long on. And what does it do? It fails instantly, turns into a tail. So I would say stop and reverse, even into position, because you got violence. This one was strong and it should have followed through, but it didn't. And you're trading price. You're trading what is, So don't be holding on to this thinking, it's gonna go. Unless you had your stop under the Fab 4, which kind of got wiped out pretty violently too. But definitely after this bar, I would say you should not be bullish on this anymore. So yeah, I missed that, but I saw this, so I'm super bearish on this now. And I didn't enter here, the way I wanted to enter was on the bounce coming back into the bar. So I did the calculations. I wanted my stop at 40 and to risk 30 cents, get in around 104.10. I could afford 3 lots, 30-cent stop here, which was valid, but I got in a bit late. So my entry was at here 02. So that's kind of like 8 cents late from what I really wanted. So I was in about here on this bar. Yeah, because I haven't really built that confidence yet to short or add position on the way up into the bar, But it makes sense, because if I was already going to add down here on anticipation with the stop up here, I shouldn't really be scared. This is just a bounce. But getting a bit better, because I added right here. And from there, let's see what I did. At 9.58, we get an add. 4 lots. 9.58. I guess off of this ATMA. I see it triggered, yeah. And then at 9.29, bought out of everything at 71. Top of this, pretty much, which was kind of break even. So let's just mark everything out. 104.02. Let's see, 2 lots here, or was it 3? 3. And this was a location where I didn't want my stop right here, because it could have easily gone like this, double dip. So I put my stop max loss. So 02, 30 cents above is 32. So it was chilling right here, which I'm fine with. And then I got some follow through. See, in my head, I'm I should take some profits, but I didn't take shit. So next week I might have to Like this literally might have to be a change in my plan, is take everything off except one. You know? Because look what I have here. This is one pretty massive push, right? 2, and you got 1 here, 3. That gave me enough pushes to take profit. So I didn't take shit this time around, but next week the plan is to take everything off except one, let one pull back. Alright, so I'm locking in 2 lots down here. And let's say I add on here, right? 4, and my stop's over the top and it fails. Alright, so be it. But yeah, that's another thing too, is because this shit tends to double dip. This time it wasn't a double dip though, this shit just broke through. But you couldn't have known that, you know? Alright, let's just run through what I did do though. So in my head I did acknowledge this was 3 pushes, but I didn't take shit. So that's just my fault, being greedy. And I put 4 lots here. And the pullback color change with a stop over the top and, well, taken out. And that's the thing with this. It's not that ideal, because the concept, the phenomenon of the double dip, right? Pulls back, it triggers off the 8, but this 20 is still smoothly declining, and if you connect the dots from high to low, this thing is trading below. The pullback isn't even all too violent, right? This could potentially trigger a short right here, you know, off the double dip, and by moving my stop all the way tight, I'm essentially nicking myself out of this potential move, you know, where the 20 could potentially halt the pullback and start falling again. But yeah, that's just a intricacy that I have to figure out. And that was the first trade. Name, pullback on the bounce. I didn't really enter on the color change. I entered a bit earlier, because if I entered late, I would have entered like 103.90 or something, or 85, which is like the low of this bar, 89, yeah. So I did enter a bit earlier. Position good. You got the 200. What else you got? The declining 20. And overall, you just got violence, momentum to the downside with position. I mean, before it wasn't with position because it was slamming right through, but after it broke through and retested, now position's on your side. Risk chilling. Plus 29 bucks. Yeah, just the profit takes me, and I'm just too fucking greedy. So that's something I have to implement into my plan next week. Let's see, where are we at? I'm inclined to put this into bed because I keep doing this bullshit. I can't fucking really say it's good. So entries were good. The bad thing was the management, particularly the profit taking. Or rather, the no profit taking. I'm being too greedy when price is extended and giving me my rules to take profit. but I keep wanting more. And it's a big demon of mine. Because when I want more, what tends to happen is I always get less. My resolution for next week is to strictly follow my plan, and after 3 pushes, I take everything off except for 1. In that way, I pay myself first, and instead of giving back money, which tends to happen most of the time, the only thing I could possibly lose is missed money. It goes without me. And what else can I say? But you know the market. It always has opportunities later. So I need to just pay myself, reposition myself, and wait for another opportunity to milk the trend if it's actually trending. I think that's the best resolution for next week, man. I got a couple of other trades on AMD and Apple in a different order, but I'm gonna just go over all the Merc trades so that I don't have to reset the chart and everything. So the next one on Merc, let's see, was another short at 10.14. Let's see what happens. I don't think this one was off the 2. It doesn't seem like it was off the 2 minute, because this is messy. Was it off the 5? Let me see. So I said I like to look at the 5 minute bearish momentum. Yeah, I think I went off the 5 minute then. Okay, so that's clear and obvious momentum. I think it was this tail right here. That thing's a beauty. So on the very next bar, or not the next bar, I think I entered anticipation, but it did trigger nonetheless. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lots short right there at 88 with a stop at 09. Makes sense. I believe I get an ad on this little guy right here at 10:30. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4 lots short. Around that same area, 73, 71. This was a major mistake of mine. I kind of went down to the lower time frame, because if you check this out, bro, stop here, I moved the stop down here after I added. Does that stop ever get violated? Nah. And I'm pretty sure I moved my stop on top of this bar right here. 81. This one's just enough to take me out. Or I probably moved my stop to break even, because my break even was at 80. Yeah, fuck. So another thing too is the fucking stop adjustment is a big demon of mine. Like, don't move your stop adjustment until you have rights, bro. How could I be fearful and greedy? Like, bro. There, you see? That's when I should have moved my... Because look, boom, boom, okay, that's the first leg. Halfway, your ad triggers below the halfway mark, perfect. So now what? Now you gotta wait for this low to get taken out. When in this shit does it ever get taken out? Never. It finally gets taken out here. Then I can move my stop to break even. Then I could trail. Big bar, MA, big bar, whatever, right? Look. Look at this bullshit. When would I be out? On the break of the 20? Probably after this bar. Okay, guess not. That didn't break. That was a little tease. But probably after this. It's going sideways, yeah. See, and that's the issue, man, because what was it? 4 lots here. Stop here. 4 lots here. Stop here. Okay, listen. Fuck, man, because this was 8 lots chilling at 103.80 as the average price. The top of this bar was 88, let me tell you that. 87, but my stop's at 88. That's an 8-cent risk on 8 lots, right? I think 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah. Brother. 8-cent risk on 8 lots. That's freaking risking only $64. And I want to be so tight on this motherfucker when I didn't even get no profit taking rights. Say stop adjustment here, because this is from here, that's when I finally get a new low. But I want to fucking tighten this shit so much that I get wicked the fuck out here. I'm pretty sure this bar got my ass. 11. Okay, even before that, bro. 10.51. This bar. Bullshit. It's bullshit for real. Like, the entries were crispy. Look, pullback color change. Or pullback tail bar takeout. Or pullback pullback tail bar. Position, below 50%. Declining 20. And what was the risk? Good. Chilling. Not even a whole risk unit, bro. And that's the motherfucking issue, bro. See, I moved my stop here, which was fine because this is off another event that I entered on. And it was above the 20, so. But moving it here while it's chilling at the 20 just to get stopped out, that's some bullshit, bro. Bullshit. So. This wasn't even a loss, but if it was a fucking loss to me. Plus $2. Like, this should hurt. This should hurt because I keep anticipating the moves that will happen, but I never maximize that profit potential because I'm doing this bullshit. And this is a bad trade. Yeah, I think these are my 2 demons, bro. The profit takes and the stop adjustments. But my entries are getting pretty good. Entries and risk management and position sizing, they're good. They're solid, but the trade management, that's like kind of the most important part. Alright, let's see. Great entries again. Bad trade management. This again. This time, the demon is stop adjustment. My rule is to not take profits. My rule for the second leg, okay? For the second leg, and this is the second leg because first leg was already put in, is to not take profits unless I get the new low. I indicated on the drawing there the point at which I could have started adjusting my stop to break even. Guess what? I moved that shit way long ago. Of course I stop out and missed the whole move when nothing went wrong. I was also only risking 70-ish bucks. Like, come on, man. That's not even a full risk unit. That's the problem. Yeah. Stop adjusted way too early. Missed the whole move. Some bullshit, because this thing could have made me 80 bucks, right? 80 cents down to, let's say this bar is low. The whole number, right? 103. Let's just say that. 103.80 down to the whole number, 103. 80 cents on 8 lots, 640 bucks. But instead, I decide to lose 64 bucks. Which essentially, what am I losing? I'm realizing this bullshit. Oh, wait, I didn't even lose on this. Never mind. But essentially, I'm realizing break even, but fucking what do I lose is the potential of this beautiful ass move dropping into the new low and into a whole number, which is perfect to take profits at, you know. Take 7 off, like I said. Leave 1 for the MAs to break. Does it break here? No. It's pretty far, bar by bar out. Or if you wait for the 20, you're out here. Kind of the same area, the 103 area. What the fuck, man? Couldn't even do that, so that shit was kind of sad. Oh, we got Merc. Another Merc. And this one might have been some bullshit. I tried taking a counter long, but I think it was this bar at 12:08. Okay, let's see what my thought process was on this sucker. Entered on the 12:03. Entered over the top of the 12:03 bar. Okay. and my entries were at 04, and it quickly didn't work. I wonder why. So this is why, is I didn't have this shit on. I thought this was wide. Yeah, and it's at the whole number, right? So I'm like, okay, let's try this counter long. Boom. I put like, how much on this shit? 9 lots. The stop at the bottom. And I'm pretty sure I stopped out on this bar. 12. Yep. Yeah, that was kind of bad. Try to play a bounce off the whole number.
Two very unique styles.
And it played me. So name, green bar reversal. Position, 103 whole number. Away from the 20. And risk is risk is always good, but what's good about it when it ends up in a loss? I calculated perfectly, but you know, slippage and shit. Because look, I wanted to enter over the top at 03 with the stop at 4. So that's only 9 cents, which means I could put about 9 lots on it, maybe even 10. But I got filled at 04, 2 cents late, and on the way out I got filled at 92 when I wanted 94. So essentially lost 4 cents on the way in and on the way out. Now the issue here, I believe, is if I'm trying to play counter long, this shit need to be extended away from the A2. But this shit was kind of power trending, and I went long right into this shit, which was gonna be an area of resistance. That's exactly why it stopped me out. Held for a minute, right? Boom. You know, had a bit of turbulence here. Boom, enough to stop me out. Hit the double dip, held the 20 and dropped. I saw this guy too right here, but I didn't want to take it because I wanted a better pullback on the 5. I wanted it to base out to the 20, but it seems like it got a bit sloppy on the 8, but it was enough to hold, and then it dropped. Got a little trade, nice little trade right there. So yeah, I gotta put this in with the bad, cause what the fuck? This is some new shit, bro. I have no experience with no counter longs. This was some new shit. Tried playing counter long off the whole number at 103. It looked far away on the 20. It looked far away from the 20. But the truth was it wasn't that extended from the 8. Next thing you know, I'm going long right into the 8. Had a bit of turbulence, enough to stop me out. Anyways, this is some bullshit because I'm supposed to trade with the trend. and that trade did end up coming, but I wasted it on this BS instead. What am I referring to? Exactly what I said before. Motherfucker tried to take a counter long off here for a pullback to the MAs. That was the vision, right? Boom, like a quick scalp, and I'm out right there. I wasn't trying to hold it past the MA. But this is a fucking, something new to me. I'm trying to play it off the whole number, get a bounce. Didn't work. But, I'm supposed to, a majority of my trades is supposed to be with the trend, and if I had just been patient and just sat on this bullshit, the trade comes right here. Red bar reversal off the declining 20. 1, 2. That's like 2.5 hours into the new low right there. I mean, at the minimum, if you didn't take profits, that's at least a free trade, while this one was just less probable going into the 8, going against the trend. So counter trend, and guess that I didn't really have extension. Kind of grinding below the 8. Yeah, so if I had just played with the direction, because the 15-minute on this looked real good too, bro. I can't lie with you. Had a bit of this trap, but price broke down, came back, retested. And on the 15, it was a beauty too because it based into the declining 8. You see after this tail, boom, 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 boom. Shit was just a beauty. And honestly, after stopping out here, this trade came later, so I can't even say anything about it because I could have caught it here and just traded that. But I didn't do that shit either. And yeah. But for my intuition was pretty right. Shorts here, right? Drop. But what the fuck? Why did I even try this bullshit? Could have just waited for this. Milk the rest out of the trend. Play with the trend. So all I really did try to go was short on Merkin, but I couldn't make anything. And then I tried to bullshit long. Probably not gonna. That's not my thing. I don't even fuck with no counter trend. Like, that's not my thing. I try to play with the trend, milk the thing. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to eliminate this shit. Not even try it. Get that shit out of my head. Don't try no bullshit. There is another counter trend trade that I did try. Yeah, I'll see that later, but let's talk about the next one. So we got AMD here, which I tried to go long. Let's see. Two-minute 20 MA pullback color change is what I called it. Boom. Boom. I'm guessing here maybe. Let's see. At 10.10. Was that the trade I took at 10.10? Yeah. 2 lots over the top of this guy. The issue right here was this shit. On the 1 hour, yeah, I was basically going long right into that overhead resistance. That 200, which I should have known was going to be a struggle. So let's see. Did this trade end up losing? Apparently, also aligned with the 5-minute color change off this 8 right here. And that shit barely went. I think I stopped out, tightened up the stop on this guy too. So let's see where I entered at 103.98. Entered kind of late, waited for the color change. So 2 lots here with the stop at, where was my stop, boy? Event stop 98, so 48. Stop underneath. Hold up. Boom. 2. Stop. Okay, the thing with this was I had to be a bit tighter because, I mean, look, this already put in 1 leg, pull back. This is when I'm allowed to trail. I have a lot more freedom to trail tighter, you know. This one you don't do shit until you get the 3 pushes or new high, then you move stop to break even. But on this, if I get a big bar, the reason why I went tighter on this is because, I mean, it made sense. The 1 hour 200 was an area that had less of a probability of breaking through. So that was already a going against me. And this one stopped out at 67. So I did move my stop up a little. To be honest, I say I should have. This is a big bar that shouldn't have been wiped out, right? You get the new high here, coming into the new high. All of these bars are fucking questionable. You get a big bar coming into the new high. You know, that should produce momentum, but there ain't shit there. So honestly, my stop should have moved under here. And as soon as that broke, that's basically a 20 MA break as well. But it seems like I got out at 67. Pretty fucking late. If you ask me, 67. That is pretty late. This is like one of the exceptions where you just have to put stuff together and be tighter. Because I'm thinking I put my stop under this guy, giving up too much. Yeah, 67 was under this guy, and there was a big bar here that should have not been taken out. Name, pullback color change, position, rising 20, risk was decent. This guy was a $62 loss. This one aligned with here. Here 2 lots with a stop here. Without here. So let's see. Boom. Shit, man. I don't even know if I want to include this in good. It wasn't really good. And I have to include the goods. The good ones are the ones that are particularly one where the plan is followed pretty perfectly from now on. So let's see. This one was one of the exceptions where I should have, where I actually should tighten up the stop due to the higher probability of rejection. Instead of tightening the stop out of fear. This one had logic because the mighty 1 hour 200 was smack overhead, and there was a big bar on the 2 minute piercing the old high, which typically gets followed through because it's a big bar, big power bar that should produce momentum. And if it gets swiped out, I should have gotten out on the failed new high. So in this case, I should have trailed out under big bar, but I let it go too far and lost more than necessary, even after seeing that the trade wasn't getting followed through. No easy. Stop under here. Boom, boom. Big bar pierces the new high. Next bar should have gone. Instead, what is price doing? Price is going down. Freaking wipes out all the work that big bar did. And that was actually the 20-minute break. In fact, big bar trail aligned with the 20-minute break. So I should have been out on that as well. But I was too lenient on this particular trade for some reason. Look, I wouldn't categorize this as not cutting my losses, because I still cut my losses. It's just like I cut my losses late, you know, later than I could have saved more. But it wasn't like I held onto my losses and fucking hoped and shit, you know. And then let's see, we got one more AMD trade today. Let's see where that is. Short at 11:01. Okay, so I see that this guy is just going sideways. Has nothing to do with this shit, right? Big wick, big bar down finally. So I'm looking for a GBI type play. Small bar ignored. If price trades under this on the next bar, I go in with my stop over the top. That was the idea. But honestly, come on, bro. It's just some bullshit. But fuck it. So it barely triggered, right? I'm pretty sure I stopped out on the same bar 1, 2, 3, 4, and out like 20 seconds later. Yeah, it was some bullshit. It did fucking drop though, because all I ever wanted was a quick trade down to the 200 here. The stop over the top. I knew that the next area that it was probably gonna have turbulence at was a 200, but the timing was off because this did halt the 20 right here, then go, but But like that's also my fault because I could have re-entered there. You know, lose 1R on this, re-enter here, and what 1, 2, recapture 3Rs. So ultimately, I'm making money. So where was my re-entry? Yeah, I can't blame that for, like, it wasn't my fault. Oh shit, that was a nice 180. Did it end up going? Hold up, that shit was kind of nice. Didn't really follow through too nice, but let's see. Anyways, 4 lots short at here. Stop here. Stopped on the same bar. Yeah, my stop price should have been over this big bar, to be honest. But that's the fucking thing with the GBs, bro. They either work immediately or they stop you out quick. Oh shit, forgot. Name. Fucking call it a SBI, small bar ignored position. In the gift zone, the fat bar. Below 20. Fuck, man. I can't keep justifying this shit because, like, this shit was kind of sideways. And I kind of fucking traded in that. Let me see. Highlight this little guy right here. Come on. Think next time, Vic. Position. Kind of an X. But below 20. After solid bar. And risk was bad. Or no. Risk was good. Risk is always chilling. What the fuck am I saying? Bit of slippage, 104. Yeah, this one kind of hurt, man. This shit just stopped out immediately. 20 seconds later. Just had me like, bruh. But see, my fucking intuition, bro, is like, I saw this tail. I saw this power. You know, the fucking timing was off because it did go here. I was looking for the 200. And like, fuck. This isn't the best trade, okay? So it doesn't deserve to go in good, but it's not bad. It's just timing was off. Bro, what the fuck is good with you? Timing was off. Entered on the small bar ignored. Expecting instant follow through. Got the opposite. And stopped out immediately. And that's the con of the small bar ignored. Is it either goes immediately or it fails immediately. My vision was to short the momentum down to the next support, which was the 200, but my timing seemed to be off. Also, bigger picture, this shit was pretty sideways. and so it can't be a good trade because the position is not crispy. Anyways, it based out for a minute within the give zone of the solid red bar and held the 20, and that could have been my re-entry. Not sure where I was, but that would have given me 3 R's down to the 200. So essentially I could have been up net 2 R's on this trade idea, but I had no re-entry, so I just took a loss. And that's why I say the timing was off, because it did go, just not when I look here, right? It didn't go there. It based out a little, held the 20 below the 50% of this solid bar, which is decent. So you know, this one fails, okay, lose 1 R. This one goes, I'm making 1, 2, maybe even 4 R's, bro. 3.5 R's. Like, okay, that's why you got to take everything that triggers, right? Because this fail 1, but when you make this, you make 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's fine because that eliminates, but you make this. That's a pretty funny thing, Mickey Mouse. But I don't know where I was, you know. Like I all of a sudden gave up on my trade idea on the short. But yeah, it was pretty messy. Bigger picture wise, like what the fuck is this, Victor? It did work though. 200 bounced off, just like I wanted. So that was the second AMD trade, right? AMD. Where is this? AMD. Okay, so I went over 1, 2, 3 Merc trades. I went over 1, 2 AMD trades. Minus 104, minus 62. Okay. Did I have any other AMD trades? Nope. Merc, AMD, Merc, AMD, Merc. Alright, 2 more trades to go over, Apple and Square. So let's see on Apple. What happened to this guy? Apple at $11.23. This guy was a 15-minute trade. Okay. So here's the vision, right? Boom. Or base. Okay. This was the vision. It was a simple vision. Boom. Right? You got resistance here. Price is trading above. I'm trying to see if it finds support here. What else do we have? We have the rising 8, right? We have a bullish gap from the morning. You can fill in the gap. Essentially looks like this. Bullish gap. And next thing you know, I trade this sucker over the top, right off the rising 8. Because look, boom, boom, based out to the rising 8. And yeah, traded right here, stopped out in the same bar. I mean, shit, that's just how shit goes sometimes. There's nothing particularly wrong with this trade. Like, this is actually one of the most valid trades of the day, in my opinion. And then it just dropped. How many lots here? 2 lots. 2 lots with a stop here. Stopped out in the same bar, I remember. 11:15. 11:15 bar. Triggered it in the 15 minutes and then out by the end of the 15 minutes. Name, base color change. Position rising 8. Risk, chilling. Minus 74 bucks. Damn, boy. Boom. Chilling. See this guy. This one wasn't a bad trade. Just didn't go. This one was a 15-minute trade. My reasoning was it had a bullish gap. Price was basing into the rising 8. And I was ready to enter over the top on the color change. Trade triggered. I entered 2 lots with an event stop below the bar. Got no follow through. It stopped out. I wanted to trade this into the overhead 200, which definitely had at least 2 to 1. So it was a good risk to reward. Good RR. Risk to reward. Look, 2 to 1, bro. That's exaggerated. That's more, like 2.5 Rs. Okay, so let's see. Merck, AMD, AMD went over those. Apple just went over that. Merck went over that. So 3 Merck trades I went over. 2 AMD trades I went over. 1 Apple trade, and the last trade of the day was on Square. This happened to be a winner, but again, I don't think it was the best because there was probably some shit wrong with it. You see where? Boom. So let's just run through this, okay? From back here, like MA's flat as a motherfucker. You can see MA's flat as a motherfucker. But price breaks through here beautifully, right? Price breaks through there beautifully. Now we got some bearish momentum. So let's go milk some shorts. Get a beautiful pullback into the declining 20. The risk to reward on this thing is nice because you got like 3 hours into the 200 over here. So not bad, right? Triggers. I'm in. How many lots? 7 lots? I don't think I added. It was just 7 lots right there at 32. Yeah. 132. And that there could have been an ad right here on the color change, which triggered right there and went, but I didn't add, so that's my fault. Now I was trying to see, that's the thing, man. This is where my fucking greed comes in again, because you do get a new low here, and this is where I should tighten up because there's logic to this. You know, there's other times I tighten up because I don't know why, but this time there's logic because the 200 is just an area, a strong area of support that might struggle to break through. And you had it both on the 3 minute right here and the 5 minute, you know. So it did bounce, and I kept trying to hold this thing. And essentially, what did I get out at? 44. I got all out at. So I guess I was trying to ignore the 200, just trading it, trying to trail the whole thing, and hopefully get a big winner. I mean, I couldn't lose because definitely by the time it got down to here, I already moved to break even. Then we get a nice 180, so that makes me think, oh shit, we going. But we not going. Shit struggled. So it is what it is. 7 lots here, boom. Missed an ad here, but that shit was pretty nice. There was an ad there. New low. By the time it got down here, I move my stop here. And then I try to ignore the 200, try to let this thing run, try to trail it. Got this, so I'm thinking, oh shit, we about to go big. Nope. Struggle. Name. Pull back color change. Position. Declining 20. And we got the risk is good. Yeah. Average price was 64. If I had just bunked this thing at the 240 cents, I had about maybe 25 cents. Average 64. Take it out at 40. 25 cents on 7 lots. What is that? 25 cents. That's 175 bucks. Yeah. Could have locked in a lot more. Fuck it. That's the issue. 7 lots, probably should have locked in 6 here. And let one run, see what happens. Trail it here. Obviously doesn't work, but if it does work, I add back on heavy. Or not heavy, but like calculated. You know, reposition myself. But even if it doesn't work, I already took profits here, so this mixed with this loss averages out. I don't really lose money. Let's see, What time was this? 1:30. 1:30. Yeah, it was around here. It's 200, man. Let's include that in the visuals. Pretty sure that was the last trade for the day. I wouldn't say it was a bad trade. It's more of one of the more decent trades of the day. So let's see what I did. Beautiful pullback color change on the 3-minute with room to move down to 200. But once it got down to the 200 and showed me struggle, I should have taken profits on all except one and reposition myself if an ad opportunity comes back after the bounce. Instead, I held and waited for the 20 MA break. And that's pretty much where it trailed out. Had a bear 180 trigger on the 3-minute off the declining 20, but it was still a heavy area of support because the 5-minute 200 was also smack below. Best thing I could have done is taking profits at the 200. Lighten up and add if something came after. This position was probably up at 200 around the peak. Let me see. Let me do the calculation. 7 lots. Average price 64. Let's just count it from this low. 37. 64 minus 37. What is that? 27 cents on 7 lots. 189 bucks around there. Almost 200. But I was only able to lock 85 because I was going for a home run, hoping this thing would drop through. But hope does nothing. Price just does what it does. Alright. So those were the trades for the day. We got one square trade, which is here. We got one apple trade. Where is that guy? Right there. We got 1, 2, 3 Merc trades and 2 AMD trades. Where are those? All in here. AMD, Merc. So 3 Merc trades. AMD, one here. Where's the other AMD trade? Right here? Yeah. Yeah, a lot to learn. So my entries, I swear, bro, they're getting crisp. some things I gotta improve on are still milking my trade idea, because for example the one on, was it Apple? I think it was Apple. Oh no, AMD. Okay, yeah. So I tried to short after this tail bar and this big solid red bar, but it was a bit, the timing was off. But you know, I lose 1R on that, but it's still basing out, respecting the zone of this red bar. Then it triggers again. If I caught that, that would have been 3Rs down to the 200, which was exactly what I wanted. So my re-entry game needs to be on point, because if I caught the re-entry on that, 3Rs minus 1R, I'm still up 2Rs on basically the same trade idea. But because I ditched the idea, or I don't know what I was doing, but I wasn't able to catch the second one. The second one was a winner, so essentially I'm only catching the loser. Like, that's not good. If the trade idea is still very much valid, I have to be there to take it. Now with the stop adjustments, next week I have to be tight with it. The only exceptions is if the higher time frame has some type of support, resistance, some obstacle in the way. And if it does, then that's the only exception where I could make tighten up my stop to like a higher pivot or something. But otherwise, I don't move my stop at all until I get the rule. 3 pushes, new high, new low. Then we got take profits. Man, I gotta chill with those when I get my rules. For now, you know, because I just give up too much by being too greedy, and I just gotta pay myself. 3 pushes, new high, new low. Pay myself, take a majority off, and I mean like a majority, not half, bro. 7 lots, that doesn't mean take 400 off. I gotta take 600 off. Leave 1, let that thing pull back. And because my stats so far I've seen, I get really frustrated because I give up way too much. And just leave 1 to pull back, you know, just to build that conditioning of letting price pull back, letting my P&L drop, and then if it sets up again perfectly where I want it at the trending 20, boom, that's where I add with a stop over the top. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then, you know, trail out. That's my goal, and that's what I got to do next week. So, and I'm getting better reads on the market and where it wants to go. Just I'm not able to capitalize on it because my trade management my psychology is still affecting that. You know, the entries are getting easier, risk management getting easier, position sizing getting easier. The hard part now is the trade management, adjusting my stop, taking profit, and the re-entry. Re-entry has to be there. If it's still valid, then it has to be there. Because what happens when the next one triggers on the same valid idea, but that one is the winner, but you end up taking the loser because you ditched the idea, and overall you end up losing. So it's not good. So yeah, thank you guys. A lot of reflection on this one, and made good use of our time this morning. So thank you.